I love a good fight. Some think that fighting is something that is bad, that it hurts people, that it can only make enemies and war, and never peace. I do not think this is always so. When you fight someone who is strong, you become strong yourself. You get new respect for them, and you may learn things about yourself as well. The strongest fighters make the best teachers, and Braum is the best teacher around. Haha! So, you come to ask, what makes the best fighter? Fighting is 20% body, 40% technique, and 50% heart. This is 110%, which is what you must give into the fight. First is the body. It is important to get strength training and to eat right. Find something large that you can lift many times throughout the day. I use this giant ram door shield, but you may prefer an oversized weapon or keg of ale. These are all fine choices. When you are not training, you should be eating. Eat big, get big. Next, find a fighting style that fits you. You can look to nature at the animals for ideas. Braum looks to the goats. They are always eager to butt heads and make good training partners. If your skull is like the delicate egg of a chicken, then you should start first maybe with baby goat, who do not have so big horns. Also, like baby goat, you should drink plenty of milk, which will make your skull very thick, like Braum's. The most important thing to remember is always to take pride in what you do and face enemies without fear. Being strong and talented fighter is useless if you are too scaredy chicken to fight at all. In Freljord, winter is cold and bitter, and it is almost always winter in Freljord. But the smiles of friends can warm the heart and make life sweeter. So bring good friends to fight alongside of you and share your courage. When the going gets tough, take heart. The heart is the strongest muscle.
This form has been both a blessing and a curse. While my body has become a terror of the battlefield, the fight for lucidity has become nearly insurmountable. In my efforts to regain some of my humanity, I have removed myself from triggers which spur my bloodlust. For the time being, it seems my descent into animal madness has been slowed. Yet, the temptation to revert is ever present. I hunger. I can smell bacon. Bacon. Where's the bacon? Only one thing smells like bacon. That's bacon. Bacon, 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 bacon. Bacon. There. The black Larry. Fighting a dragon. Chewy. Yummy. Smoky. Bacon.
Careful, you should. You'll burn off all the alcohol. It's bacon. Time to celebrate with a... Yo-ho-ho! I set sail to seek me fortune, but it seems she found me first.
Gangplank, you scurvy dog.
Sarah, you bar me, bitch.
Charming, as always, but you really are looking a bit green around the gums.
Nyar, no citrus for a bit. The last ship we plundered was supposed to be shipping blood oranges. But now I've got to figure out what to do with 9 crates of blue door hinges.
That's rough, but when life gives you lemons...
I feel it already has. things. Here to sour my day, sweet thing.
I want you, Gangplank.
Yo-ho-ho! The way you say that sends shivers down me timbers.
You've racked up quite the bounty, and rum isn't cheap. I need the money.
Yar, is that so? From here it looks like you've got plenty of booty.
And a great big chest where I keep my heart of gold.
Yar, you make me third leg wooden, lass.
I know a place where you can bury your treasure.
Well, blow me down.
I always get my man.
Hungry.
Slow down! Slow down!
That's gotta sting.
You'd better watch out. Willump's 20 times your size.
Size doesn't mean everything.
Now you've made him mad. And he hasn't had his breakfast yet.
Food.
You won't like him when he's hungry.
Yummy.
The skies hang low. The air is still. The world stagnant. But as the clouds darken, they build a quiet consternation. It's the dreadful calm before the storm. Mariners in the old days would pray for wind in their sails, for without it, they could never hope to move forward. It works the same way here in the League. That's where I come in. I am Dianna Windforce, and I am a force of nature. For my team to break through the enemy's defenses, I have to be as supportive as my Wonder Bro. Moving across the lanes in a flash to give wounded heroes a second wind. Most champions couldn't hope to keep up. However, when you're as light on your feet as I am, it's a breeze. Since leaving Zon, I have certainly gained an appreciation for teamwork. But growing up alone in the streets taught me a few things as well. I learned the best way to weather any storm is to counter life's surprises with surprises of your own. I refuse to stand idle while life passes me by. I will fly and leave it breathless in my wake.
Now what was D'Alembertion's space-time operator? The last term? Yes, scalar electric potential divided by the speed of light squared is h bar. Oh dear! They're using us to wipe the floor. Retreat! It's back to the drawing board. The battle's lost, but not the war. We'll come back smarter than before. Run the numbers, check them twice. The Tridamin Immobulator's working nice. Divide by 7, subtract the 9. By my prediction, we'll be fine. I'll aim to improve the efficiency of my prototype turret H28G by applying well-ordered entropy. It'll exceed its output capacity. Add some whistles, add some bells, plug those variables in as well. Find their weakness, make them pay, let great science win the day. Eureka! According to my calculations, this plan will see to their annihilation. Set apex turrets without hesitation, we'll burn their base in a conflagration. Bang those buyers to the beat, we'll no longer have to face defeat. Wrench those ratchets, rake it tight, get our machinations fit to fight. This ought to shoot them down to size. Charge in now, positively ionized. Our enemies are quite surprised, exactly as I hypothesized. It's up to me to push them back. My team's all noobs, so I'll attack. Explosion, boom, their base is toast. The mad success I like the most. Science. Science. I love science. Always science. Or is it engineering? Whatever. Science. I won the day, you should be proud, celebrate, and get real loud. Shoot hex-tex rockets to the clouds, and raise your dongers to the crowd. Raise your dongers to the sky, raise your dongers, don't ask why. When out of dongers, here's what you do. Find more dongers and raise them too.
Vi's instincts proved peculiarly prescient as she watched a Magic the Gathering card fly across the room and land a glancing blow across Graves' chest. In a panic, Vi scanned the surrounding glade for his assailant to no avail. Another card struck Graves, and another. While they were mostly ineffective, Graves caught a corner with his cheek. The sharp edge of the lifelink card was almost enough to draw blood. Was that blood? No, just a red mark. Still, those things can really smart. Vi shuddered as she heard Graves' blood-curdling yips of mild irritation as the printed pages persisted in puncturing his personal pride. A flash of flurried movement caught Vi's attention. At Graves' back stood a shadowy and rather attractive roguish figure, ready to finish Graves off with what looked like a black lotus. A mythic rare. Throwing it at Graves would risk it getting dented, severely reducing its sale value. What kind of monster was she dealing with here? Vi lunged towards the devilishly handsome man whose cold blue eyes layered his features with intoxicating intrigue, making him seem distant, but sensitive. Her punch never hit its intended mark. The captivating card shark vanished in a cloud of cards. Instead, the full force of her freakishly formed fist struck Graves squarely in the jaw, sparing his jaw's circle and only grazing his triangle. Vi could only look on horrified as Graves collapsed in a broken heap at her surprisingly petite feet. Graves tried mumbling a stream of curses at Vi with what was left of his mandible, but with the quality of healthcare provided by the urban woodlands, he was as good as dead. Who could have known poor Graves would meet such a twisted fate?
In a man's life, he has many teachers. The icy winters of failure taught me to appreciate the warm hearts and company of good friends. The goats taught me to climb to the top of everything, and to headbutt anything that stands in my way. Gragas taught me how to smash keg using only forehead. Now, my mother. She was my greatest teacher. It was her who first taught me how to win at fighting. Mother always said, "The best offense is a good defense, and the best defense is an impenetrable ram door ripped from the side of the mountain." Well, she did not say the last part in so many words, but still is being true. Long ago, when I was just a very big child, I would sit on my mother's lap and she would tell me, "Braum, get up! You're crushing me!" Well, her words were muffled a bit. I could barely hear her say them. Still, the knocking hard on the noggin let me know clearly enough. But she would also tell me stories, since I had not made any stories yet. She told me of her life before baby Braum was born. One day she was hiking in the mountains of Freljord. She had baked many of her chicken cotletis and was taking them to her friend living high in the Iron Spike Mountains. On the way, she felt something shuffle past her feet and looked to the sled. There, she did see some tiny lump moving under the cover. Then she heard tiny purr like kitten dog and yummy munchy noises. The lump became suddenly bigger. There was more munching, and it became even more big. Mother ripped off the cover, and there in the sled, eating all the snacks, was giant Poro. With a voice booming like thunder, did my mother yell at the Poro, "Stop!" She was very scary when she yelled at you, so you did what she said. The Poro stopped immediately as Mother's voice echoed throughout the mountains. But it began to whimper when the ground shakes and the snow started to shift. Mother's voice was causing avalanche. Mother hopped on the sled with the Poro, who is now almost bigger than sled. The weight makes them to be very fast as they swoosh with great crashing of snow and ice behind them. Near the bottom of the mountain are large trees. Mother leans to the right, but the Poro leans to the left, and the sled smashes into first tree, making it into splinters. My mother is thrown to one side, and the Poro to the other. The avalanche catches quickly up to them, and they are covered in mountain of snow. It was dark and cold, and hard to even breathe, she said. My mother is very strong, so she thinks to dig her way out of the snow. She punched the snow around her, crushing it down into ice and giving her little room. But every time did she dig at the snow above her, more snow would come to take its place. There was nowhere to put it all. Strong as she was, my mother was trapped. As she waited, my mother heard a hissing noise above her, like steaming rocks of sauna. The snow above began to drip onto her black hair, and a great ball of fluffiness fell onto top of her. The giant Poro had melted through the snow with its warm, heart-shaped belly. My mother was saved by the hungry ball of fur. So, you see, my mother taught me to never underestimate the power of friendship. The way to a Poro's heart is through its stomach, and truly, the heart is the strongest muscle.